Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Aris Limassol 2, Rangers 1 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I am Scott Carney and joining me, which is going to be, I think, a colourful podcast, is Ryan Haymarch. Ryan, how's it going?
Yes, fine. I'm missing my work already, Carney. That's the most enjoyable part of my day was being at work. But let's get our teeth into this one. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Usually we have a wee chat beforehand before we come on air, and I said to Ryan, please don't talk to me because I want everything to come out on this podcast as raw as possible, because what we've seen tonight from that group of players that they class themselves as Rangers players is nowhere near the standards of my football club. I am appalled at that a performance tonight by Rangers. That is simply not good enough. That should spell the end for a lot of players at Ibrox for me. There is so many of that team that don't want to be here. If they don't want to be here, move them on. We can't continue down this road. To a certain extent, I can feel sympathy for Bill right now because of these players. Tonight, the players showed their true colours, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty for any Rangers fan to witness that. For the travelling support to go over there and for them to put on that kind of performance after the week that we've just had is simply unacceptable. Ryan.
It's talk, Carney. It's all we hear from them is in press conferences. We even seen players. I'm going to say Jack Butler on the side. We've seen players outside Ibrox talking to fans who'd approached them and basically threw players under the bus, threw their teammates under the bus, saying they hadn't taken chances. You take your chance. You take your chance as soon as you put that shirt on. You play with passion. You play with desire. You empty the tank every time you put that shirt on. There's players look as if they're scared to get their shirt dirty. They're scared to make contact with the opposition players. It's riddled right through the team, unfortunately, Carney. The application desire is all gone. That is a team of, and I don't want this, I think I just texted the chat that you probably didn't see it. I don't want these new signings getting the full blame of this because they're the old guard who should know better are hiding behind these bad signings, as we call them. Newsflash, Borna Barisic doesn't turn and go. Newsflash, Tavernier isn't feared by defenders. And newsflash, John Lundstrom is not the best on earth, mate. It is time for a lot of these players to decide what they want to do with their future, because that should be the last straw for them. I am fed up watching them, mate.
I'm exactly the same, and I think it's only fair that we gave the manager so much stick, mate, recently that the players now deserve to get it. Because we have coach, you can blame the manager, and I was even thinking to myself during the game, I was thinking, God, if you could sack players, how many of this starting 11 would I keep right now? 1, 2, 3 at a push, and one of them's not even ours, who had probably had the best performance in a Rangers shirt tonight for me. I thought Seamer ran himself into the ground. Okay, he's not the perfect article, he's not top quality, but for a guy to actually look like he cares, it was quite nice to see it. It really was quite nice to see it. Starting 11 tonight, mate, there was no real shock in it. I kind of thought there was a chance that he would bring right back in to try and have a more balanced team in terms of Seamer on the left and Wright on the right. And obviously we've seen Raskin travelling, so I presumed that he would come back in and play. We wanted a reaction, mate, from the last week that we had James Tavernier sitting beside Steve Davis in the press conference. Again, James Tavernier looked like he didn't want to be there at all, and it was pretty evident that he doesn't want to play for Rangers anymore as far as I'm concerned. We were expecting a reaction, mate. We didn't even get half of a reaction, mate. And one of the tweets I just put out at full time, mate, there was no pride, there was no passion, there's no togetherness. These players are an embarrassment to the badge that they're wearing on their chest, mate. They don't get it, they don't understand it, and if they do, they don't care, as far as I'm concerned. See, James Tavernier, Connor Goldson was atrocious tonight. I mean, shockingly bad. Same as Lundstrom, couldn't pass the ball the length of himself. These players all have to. That's it. We have to move on from this. And people can say, "Oh, you're jumping on people and whatever." And we all said we should have stripped James Tavernier the captaincy. I'm for one. I don't think stripping the captaincy works, but drop the guy. I don't care if you're bringing in whoever takes this job, and I don't know who it's going to be after watching that. Because if I was a manager and I just watched that, I'd be saying that's a group of players that couldn't care less about what they're doing. There doesn't really seem to be a team there. There is definitely no togetherness. There's none of them are all. They're not battling together. They're not trying to do everything for each other. It's all very much individuals. That it's just petering out to that we've seen tonight. But the core, as you said earlier, mate, the core of this team Tavernier, Goldson, Borna, bloody Barisic, Lundstrom. They're done, mate. We can't continue on with these guys. Okay, they've had great careers to a certain extent with us. They've done their time for us. It's time to move on, mate, because tonight, as I said at the start, mate, they've shown their true colours, and ultimately they're not up to it anymore.
These players that you just mentioned, you listed off, Carney, have hit the heights of their Rangers careers, and they probably hit their heights of their Rangers career 18 months ago when they got to that final.
Yeah.
They won a trophy, I think it was a year before that. That was the height of their career, and they've done pretty much nothing since then, Carney. We are subjected to poor football every single time we go to Ibrox, nearly every single week. You dread going to Ibrox because it's the same horseshoe football. It's high fullbacks who are putting low quality crosses in. It's poor effort. There's no urgency with it on the ball. There's nobody getting touch tight off the ball. Everything that Gerrard's team were famous for, those players that exist in that team are doing the opposite now. They're outdoing their legacies if they have one. It's over for these players, but that's where, and I'm not looking for a pat on the back here. A year ago, I wanted someone in to get rid of these players because I felt this a year ago. I felt this old guard well done. And Connor Goldson tonight was, and I hate saying this because I do like Connor Goldson. He's done. He's done at Rangers, and I've thought it all season. He looks absolutely done, whether it's fitness or he's just stayed here too long. The hunger's not there, but these players, they don't look as if they want to make a difference. And I can't watch these press conferences anymore, mate. I don't watch the manager or whatever player, because I understand there's only so much you can say, but please do not say tonight that you will learn for this or you're disappointed. Say something different. Just say something from the heart, or say something, we need to look at ourselves because we are not pulling our weight. Say something different. Don't just try and appease us with these one-liners, because it's the most frustrating thing as a football fan to hear that you're going to make this reaction, you're going to go and do the business, we're going to go and put it right on Saturday or Thursday, and then do that because you don't even want to put it right. It's pathetic what we've seen tonight, and they should be ashamed of themselves. I said on Sunday, I don't think I said in the pod, I'm actually watching Aberdeen on the background here. I watched Graham Shinney outfight Rangers players. Graham Shinney looked like Iniesta, the way he waltzed about the pitch, and all it was fight and desire. That's all he did. He wanted the ball more than our players. And if that's the kind of application we put into games, that ain't the last time you'll see Rangers get walked over like that, mate. It will not be the last time. And we've got a lot of tough games coming up. If these players aren't up to it, Stephen Davis has got decisions to make with his friends. I mean, he'll be pals with a lot of these players, but he's got some big decisions to make whether he puts Rangers first or not, because players that I saw on the pitch, you could name half a dozen of them that don't deserve to start on Sunday. I mean, I was glad to see Ross McCausland starting. I know I'm on a rant here, but I was glad to see McCausland get a bit of time, because I would be saying to that boy when they go back into the change room, I'd go, he deserves that shirt more than any of yous, just because he'll apply himself. He wants the shirt. So, I wouldn't be opposed to Bailey Rice starting and players like that on Sunday, because I didn't see him do deserve the shot. I know Seema was running about, so fair play to him, and he was putting he was trying, but the rest of them, I don't see people emptying the tank, and you should be at your job.
Yeah, I thought Raskin did. I did think we would get about 60 minutes out, and to be fair, I thought he was full of puff, no real product, but he was full of puff. Him, Seema and Butland are the only three that I can go, right, okay, there was maybe something in it for you. Butland must be looking at his team and going, what have I signed into? Generally, what have I done?
Where have I came to? When that first goal went in, I said, I feel sorry for him. Why have we got him? Why did we not just let him go? Put that guy at his misery, because he must be, he'll never say it, but it must cross his mind at the moment, thinking to himself, what have I came to? Because 100%. He said he wants to come here and win trophies. And that's fine if you're challenging. Rangers won't even challenge for second place the way they're playing at the moment. That's how bad we are and how far we're off it. And I know people come in the comments as the week goes on and say, you're a bit reactive saying that. I genuinely believe if Rangers continue playing like this, we'll struggle for second spot.
I said that to my missus, mate, generally halfway through the second half. I said, this could honestly be one of the worst seasons that we've ever had in our history. I was like, because you've got a group of players on that park that are not at it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it for themselves. They don't want to do it for their teammates. They don't want to do it for us, certainly. And they certainly don't want to do it for the strip that they're wearing. And they didn't even want to do it for their caretaker manager tonight, who's, again, as you say, mate, they're all pals with him. He's going to be pals with a lot of these guys, and they've let him down. The players have let everybody down tonight. They really have. And I say it's just, it really has, it's the kind of horrible underbelly of the team that we've seen tonight, of the problems that run deep through the core of the team. The old guard have to now become the old guard and move them on. I honestly don't care if we need to play if we need to play youth players. Give these boys a chance. Give these boys a chance to come in and try and prove something, because right now you've got a bunch of guys that know they are going to start. No matter what, they know they're going to start. Goldson, Tavernier, Lundstrom's looking about him and going, Raskin's the only one that's half fit here, and Cifuentes looks like he can't kick his own arse. So there's I'm a shoe in here to get a start. There's no danger in it. Same as Barisic. Ridvan not been in this group, not been in this European group is a catastrophe for us, because Barisic knows he can play. There's just problems throughout the entire team, mate. There really is, and it's unacceptable tonight for me. When you're watching the second goal going in, you're going, that's what Lundstrom, Goldson, and Davies, who I also thought was pretty poor tonight, but he's probably looking round about him. He's been all right the past few games, so I can't be too critical of him. Everybody can have a bad game, but he's probably looking at the threes on the back line way and going, what chance have I got here? Generally, what chance have I got? It was so far off from Rangers, honestly, so far off. The old guard have got it, mate. The new guard will get it now, if you like. I hope they're not the new guard. I really don't. Lammers, mate, bonkers. I don't understand him. Don't know what he is. He's convinced that the goal that he's shooting in is actually the one that Butland's in, because he never goes forward ever. Cyril Dessers, mate. I would literally I would pay him to never play for us again. He's shockingly bad. He's one of the worst Rangers signings I've ever seen. Mate, and this is the players that Beale thought were going to make a difference. Do you know what I mean?
What can I add to that with Dessers? Like,
it's got to the point that it's got to the point that I don't feel bad about criticising the guy now. I'm like, you're terrible. You offer nothing to this team.
I just think Dessers, I don't see anything in him. I tried to back him at the beginning of the season, but I don't see it. There's long balls coming up to him, and you're waiting him taking his touch, and every single touch is like a 10-yard pass. It's horrible watching him. Is that to do with his confidence? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. He's not playing himself out of bad confidence. It's not a crisis he's playing himself out of. He's miles off it, and it's another one where you're looking at your bench. Who have you got? Roof's miraculously fit now that Beale's away, because I have to call that out.
Yes.
But also, who else would you play? Would you play Lovelace? What have we got to lose? Lovelace is raw. He's a young boy. He'll learn. He won't get, the crowd won't go on his back if he has a bad game. Nothing to lose. I genuinely feel that we might get something more out of playing Zach Lovelace and playing this boy Dessers, because I don't see any way back for him. I don't see any way back from after that game at the weekend when he get booed off. And again, I've said on the pod, I don't have a problem with people. If you want to do that, you want to do that. But I don't see any way back for Dessers as a footballer. He looks absolutely shocking. And I don't really know what else to say about him. Lammers is one of the most frustrating footballers to watch at Rangers, because I think he is genuinely trying. I genuinely think there's somebody in there who's trying to play for Rangers, but his ability and his decision making are all off. He runs, he'll lose the ball, and then he'll win the ball back, and then tries and takes the player on to wins the ball back from.
I know.
He's a bizarre player, and it's funny because I think I said at the beginning of the season, it was maybe a Newcastle game or something. When I first saw him, he actually excited me. I thought there's something in him. I don't see anything now. I keep saying we need to stick with him because he's a signing, but do we? Are we at a stage where we need to keep... We're in October now. We're getting into another international break. Do we stick with these players? Or do you have to play some of the young boys and just take the hit with it? I know that's not... In terms of business, Rangers aren't going to go like, we'll just write this season off. It's too early for that, but for the fans aren't going to tolerate this. The Ibrox will not. I know we've got a big demand for tickets, but Ibrox will not tolerate that. I don't I'm not overly keen to go to Ibrox and watch that type of performance and that type of application for players, because you work hard all week, you've got family, you've got partners you want to spend time with. I'd rather do something with them than having to sit and watch that. So there's so many questions over this team again, and it seems that every game we come out with more questions, but there's definitely a few answers about the old guard, that's for sure. But the two players that you just mentioned, I don't know where you go with them, Carney. I don't know if you can keep playing them.
But I think we're at the point now where we know money's been spent, and I honestly don't care. I'm looking now at going, I don't care how much you've spent. I really don't. See, you try to tell me that Lowry can't offer more. You try to tell me generally, and I don't mean to sound like I'm being knee-jerk here, but that Hadji can't offer more. These boys are out on loan. These boys are out on loan. I'm honestly, I would, whatever manager is deciding they're going to take over this dross that we watched tonight, I would be recalling them immediately. No matter what it costs, I'd be saying to the board, I need them back. I need them back. Send Lammers out on loan. Send Dessers out on loan. Send Dessers to, I don't know, an academy to learn how to play football. I've really got no idea, and I'm sorry for being really ranty tonight, but I feel like this has been kind of coming in me because I try to stay as calm as possible through the whole Beale situation. But tonight, for what they owe us as fans, for the way that this season has went, and for Michael Beale to be completely taken out of the equation, as I say, all I've seen tonight is just a group of players and a core old guard, if you like, that are taking us for mugs, and they're taking advantage of their position and what they're doing. They know they're going to play, so I'm not saying that it has to be down to Davis, right? I would love to think that he would make the decision for Sunday, but again, it's not really up to him. He is not going to be the long-term manager of this club. Certainly not at this stage anyway. In the future, who knows? It's not going to be him. It's whoever comes in. So they have to have a backbone. See, James Tavernier and Connor Goldson, I don't want to hear a word from them. I don't want to hear a single thing from them. I just don't want to see you playing for my team anymore because you've got away with it for far too long. And tonight it's so far off the mark, mate. It's like so far off. Look, Limassol, give them the credit. They scored 2 goals, yeah. They're not a very good team. I mean, they're not. I mean, look at the crowd. Do you know what I mean? For example as well, they're not a massive team. That's not a big team. Rangers should have won that game tonight. Messi, it could have been, yes, because of the way the pitch and that was and whatever, and the heat, if you want to bring all the excuses into it. But for us not to be able to put 11 professional players out on that park and beat that team, the problems run deep, mate.
That's players that want to play football and want to play for their team, and they've probably been in the changing room and just got themselves up for the game. That's all it is. We look as if it's players, as you say, that take their place for granted. Connor Goldson, not for a second, has flew over to Cyprus and thought, I might not be starting this game, so I'll need to put a performance in this game against Aberdeen, or I'll need to train well to be playing on Thursday. No, he knows he's playing. As is James Tavernier. James Tavernier knows. He probably went to bed last night with that armband on because he knows there's no point in taking it off because I'll be wearing it tomorrow night. That's what I mean. Yeah. It's literally the other part of the foundations of that team, and I don't think it's Davis's job to break that mould. But I would like to think whoever we're interviewing, and the rumours are rife that we're interviewing a couple of managers yesterday. Whoever we are going to appoint, I would like to think they're watching that just now and going, they ain't playing for me. I'm not going in there to look them in the eye. I don't need to go and look them in the eye. I've seen it. I've seen what you do when the chips are down, because I'm sorry, but this isn't the first time I've seen, and he is going to get it in the neck. That's not the first time I've seen Tavernier put a performance line in like that when the chips are down. And that's what disappoints me most. And that's why he gets the criticism about the captain's armband. And you know me, I agree with you when it comes to the captain's armband. It's materialistic for me. I think you can have a captain without an armband. I don't see him rallying players up. I don't see him walking around and going, tighten your passing up, start leaving the foot in somebody. I don't see that passion from him. I don't see it. And that's where you have to look at him, and he deserves the criticism, as does Goldson and the rest of them. But Limassol for me are a poor Europa League side who deserved that victory tonight. Just because they showed desire, they wanted it more than Rangers. And that's what I'm saying. If Rangers play like that this season, they'll get beat a lot of games this season. Because when you go to Hibs and you go to Aberdeen and you play against teams like that, they will want it more than Rangers, because these players are done. They're by their expiry date.
Yeah, but there's got to be youth players now that are sitting as well, looking at that, going, I can't wait for the new manager to come in because I'm going to chap his door and I'm going to be like, give me a chance, boss. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no excuse that they don't get a chance now. There is literally no excuse. Tonight was a line in the sand, if you like. There was, okay, the manager's gone. It's now up to you. Davis is there. You all know him. You all know each other. You all know how you expect to play football. Davis said to go out and express yourself to a certain extent. He did. I think he simplified the shape slightly, and it was more just go and play football. And they're not interested in doing it. They don't want to rise to the occasion. It's a disgraceful performance by the players tonight. It really is. There is hardly any words in the English vocabulary, mate, to sum up just how poor a performance that is from that group of players. They're an embarrassment to us. They're an embarrassment to themselves. They really are. And I'm done with them all. Genuinely, I just say I feel sorry for Davis now because he's stuck in an impossible position.
Yeah.
But I really do. I don't think it's really fair on him because it's not up to him to make these decisions, but the new gaffer's going to have to. Ryan, we hardly talked about the game. I don't really think we need to. There's not much else I can say. 2 defensive calamities by Rangers. A powder puff in effort and desire and passion and all the things that we've just spoke about, and a goal late on by Seamer to get us back in it, which was a decent header, to be fair. And the only good thing John Lundstrom done was that cross that for that goal. But going into Sunday, mate, I suppose we'll be back tomorrow as well to speak about it. I generally don't know what to expect now. We're going in against a St Mirren team that are started the season very well. They have started the season very, very well. And with what I've seen so far, I've got no belief that this team will pull a performance at the back.
I would be shocked if Rangers don't drop points on Sunday. I will
Same,
get it in
mate.
the neck for that in the comments.
No, I agree
know
with
it's not staunch. You can stop me next time going into Ibrox and have a go at me. I'll take it in the neck for that. I do not know where a performance is coming from because I've seen Betis game aside. Is that about it? I can't think of anything else this season. I have seen nothing this season. We keep hearing about a reaction that's going to happen and
There's no,
it never happens. There's nothing.
There's no attitude for it, mate. You can see it visibly in the players. You can
There's
see
no
it.
hunger
They don't
for it
want
either,
to do it.
Carney.
No,
I would love to be a fly in the changing room a couple of times just to hear what's said because there is no reaction. These players don't have it in them. They don't have the cojones to go out there and do that. There's no desire in the team. So a St Mirren team will really fancy their chances. I said this before the Aberdeen game because I fancied Aberdeen to come and take something off us. I wouldn't be surprised. I know we'll talk about this tomorrow night, but I just don't see where the performance is going to come to turn this round and how it does turn. It has to turn round. I don't know how it does. This very much reminds me of kind of Kashinya to Gerrard time, where we're just. I feel this club as a whole we're lost at sea at the moment. We have no leadership. They're all noises coming out from the boardroom, from the chairman, from the management. He's gone now. From the players, it just there doesn't seem to be a winning mentality, or there seems to be a just sit down and take it. That's what it looks like from this squad. And if that happens, that is a drop in the ocean. What you've seen outside the ground on Saturday with somebody approaching players, that will get worse. It will get nastier, which I don't want to see. It's horrible to see, but it's coming. It is coming, and they need to. This squad need to dig out. They need to turn this round. There's nowhere to hide now, can they? There's the window's shut. They can't run away from this. They can maybe go jump onto a treatment table, which I think a few of them have done. I'll be honest with you, but there is nowhere to hide at the moment.
No, absolutely none. They're fully exposed now to the wrath of the Rangers support, and they fully deserve to be there. In my eyes, and the reaction from full time from the fans out there, I commend them for it. Don't stand and clap the fans. Don't patronise the fans that way by standing clapping. I don't know who you think you are, but you do not stand and clap the fans because you don't deserve anything but criticism. You really don't.
You think? See, when they were doing that, and I maybe look into this too much. It's almost as if they were looking at the fans clapping and going, is this what you want us to do? Will I not clap too hard? Or,
I do not
it was
want
like
to.
half-hearted.
I know.
And it's like they're looking at the fans as if, no, just like, all I'd want is just a hand up as if, like, I know, like, and just get up the tunnel.
Just get out.
Get out. Don't embarrass us any further. And it's just, you could go on all night, can't they? And we could rant all night about it. It's just the least you expect from any Rangers team ever in your life. And for my sons, when they play football, I say to them, all we need to do is just show application desire. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
And the fans will appreciate that. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Sakala never get that dog's abuse from the fans because he showed desire for the shirt. Matondo, Seema, they're not the best players, but you know what? They get a pass because they try.
Yeah, because they try. That's all we ask. It's not a lot to ask as fans of your team. That you actually show that you want to try and you want to try and win football games and you want to play for this club. But ultimately we didn't see that. Look, I know the group's all level now. I do get that. We're still very much in the group, but that would just be me papering over the cracks of the absolute pathetic performance by that entire group of players that we've seen tonight. But I say we are still in it. There's no doubt about it due to Betis beating Prague, but no, as I say, it's there's massive calls to be made because there's a lot of these players that shouldn't grace this shirt ever again in my eyes. Ryan, for tonight, mate, thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to this. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll calm down a wee bit and I won't be as ranty. I apologise for ranting, but I'm not actually sorry at all because the players absolutely deserve it and it's exactly how I feel. So enjoy the rest of the night if you can, and I'll speak to you tomorrow on Club Live, your club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers everybody.